Good morning, everyone. Today is November the 3rd, 2019. And I have a question for myself. And the question is, what are the odds? What are the odds? And what I mean is, I've never had anything like this to happen to me a day in my life. A day in my life. If you all remember, 4 months ago, I uploaded a video, and I'm going to kind of add that video in this particular video just a little. And I say just a little because I don't want the video to be too long. Yesterday, well, last night, I'm scrolling through the internet again. I need to stay myself off this internet. I'm scrolling through the internet. And I runs into a video, a single video. This lady, evidently, she does not make videos. She said that this was probably her only video that she'll ever make. That's what she says in her video. What caught my eye about the video, I was ready to upload, maybe a good rapture video like I have on my thread here on the channel, the testimonies. I'm looking for just a really good rapture video, something that I could pretty much believe myself, not saying that their testimonies are all the way true or whatever, but these are the things that I do believe. But I just happened to run across her video, and before she gets to her rapture dream, it's titled about the rapture, but before she actually gets to her rapture dream, she's so excited that she tells several very short dreams before she talks about the rapture dream that she had. In these several dreams, I said to myself, I don't want to listen to this. I really don't want to listen to this. She even mentioned something in there about a little boy that I just wasn't really interested in, But I went on and gave it the benefit of the doubt, and I listened to her very short dreams because they were short. But she talked about 2 dreams that she had back to back. And when I say back to back, she had one night. And then following after that, I think she said it was like a month or 2, she had another one. But they were back to back. In the first one, she was talking about how she saw in the dark sky gold rain. Like gold rain that broke off some lines in the sky, I'll explain it in a moment, that broke off and turned and looked like gold rain, like rain was falling down to the earth. She said her very next dream, she's out there she's in the dark again, looking in the dark sky, and she's just looking up at the moon, and she couldn't figure out why was she just looking up at the moon. 4 months ago, I uploaded a video, and I'm going to play just a little bit of it. I uploaded a video, and I had 2 visions in one night. 2 visions in one night. The first vision that I had, it was about the rays that I saw in the dark sky that broke off into billions and billions of pieces and rained down golden rain. In billions of pieces, just raining down to the earth. In that very same night, it was in the middle of the night, around 3 in the morning. In that very same night, my vision switched. And when it switched, I'm now still in the dark, but I'm looking up at the moon. Couldn't figure out why I was just looking at the moon. The moon was there. What are the odds to that? 2 people that don't know each other. I don't know this young lady name at all. She only uploads 1 video, and I believe she had to upload it a month ago. That's what it looks like. It says a month ago. I uploaded my video 4 months ago during the time that we were debating the 717. I'm not going to speak anymore, but I'm going to go ahead and let her tell her 2 short dreams. And I'm going to tell you my 2 visions that I had in one night right behind hers. And then right behind that, it's going to go into her rapture dream. So with all of that being said, again, the question for me is, what are the odds of that? I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.
Hey YouTube, it's my first video. I'm a little nervous because this topic is like very serious. I was standing in the open field. It was like, I don't know if I was like in a park district, it was like a football field, I don't know, but it was like a open field. And it was nighttime. The stars were out. It was a beautiful night, beautiful sky. So I'm standing in like this open field looking at the sky. And in the dream, I'm like consciously thinking like, why am I staring at the sky? Like, what is the significance with the sky? So I look like to my right and I see this rocket like going in the air, but it was going like slow. It was shooting up in the air like this huge rocket. And I said to myself, like, is that a rocket? Like, okay. So it was going up in the air and I'm just looking at it like go in the air. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, it just exploded. But when it exploded into this beautiful gold light, like almost as if fireworks were like falling from the sky, or like it was raining gold. Like just think of it snowing or raining, but it's gold. It was like the color of, it was gold. It was like just coming down and down and down and down and down. Like it was everywhere, just gold, just falling from the sky, like this gold light just falling and falling like rain or like snow, but gold just falling, it like all over me. And in the dream, my family was there and we were in this open field and the light was just all over me and my family. And I was just like, do you see how beautiful this is? I was like, this is so beautiful. Like, do you see? I was telling them, like, do you see this? And they were like, yeah, we see it. This is beautiful. So I was just like, oh my God, like this is so beautiful. Like this is amazing. Like this gold, like this is the most beautiful thing I ever saw. This gold was just everywhere. So, and it was falling all over me, but only one touched me. Like one touched me on my arm, like I felt it. I don't know if that's guardian angel or I have no idea, but I know one touched me. And then I woke up from that dream. And later, as far as that goes, I did a lot of research and like I watched a lot of videos on YouTube. And there was this one pastor who said that he had the same dream where he was standing in an open field at night, looking at the sky. And I forgot what else he said, but he basically explained that that gold that you saw that looked like stars or whatever. He said stars, but it looked like just gold rain, or it just was gold falling from the sky. He said those were angelic beings or angels. So that's why I said my guardian angel. I don't know. Maybe a past loved one that passed away. I don't know, but that was that. And my next one was, like I said, I have notes, so bear with me. All right. Okay, so the next dream I had after that, like this was all like within like a couple of months. Like the next dream I had was like 2 or 3 months later. This was a quick dream, and I didn't know. I just thought that this dream had no significance, or it just was a stupid dream, until I got confirmation. Like every dream I've had that I'm telling you people, I've had confirmation on every freaking dream. So this dream, I was in my kitchen peeking through the blinds, and it was nighttime, and I as I'm standing in the kitchen, I'm looking like at the sky, at the moon. It was a full moon. And in the dream, I'm just staring at the moon. Like I'm staring at the moon, but I'm still thinking in my mind, like I'm thinking to myself, why am I staring at the moon? Like, okay, I'm looking at the moon. Like, why am I looking at the moon? Like, why am I staring at the moon? Like, it was like I was supposed to be staring at the moon, but I was just thinking to myself, why am I looking at the moon? Like, okay, it's the moon.
I want to share something with you that happened to me this morning. It had to be around the 3 a.m. hour. When I woke up finally, I was so excited. I do not know what it all means. And finally, I asked God, something that I normally don't ask the Lord. I do not ask the Lord. But my prayer was so deep. I said, Lord, if you hear this prayer, if you can even consider, if you will even consider what I am praying to you. I said, I just, please, if there's a sign maybe that you have that you can just show me, or I don't care, I'm desperate, Lord, I need to hear from you. All of a sudden, this morning, I know it had to be around the 3 o'clock hour because I woke up twice last night, and then I dozed off back to sleep, and this happened around that time. I found myself, I can see myself lying in my bed. But that wasn't the focus. I was looking up into the sky as if I had no roof on my bedroom or my home. It was as if there was no roof. I didn't see any walls or anything. I just saw me laying in my bed. And it was pitch dark. And you know what rays look like in the sky? I call them a skirt. Sometimes I say it must be Jesus' skirt, but the rays that shoot from the sky, a lot of times it looks so beautiful, especially when the sky is nice and blue. Well, I saw rays in the sky, full of rays, nothing but the nighttime rays. This was dark. This was a dark sky. And as I was lying there in my bed, the rays became different rays than I've ever seen. I've never seen these type of rays. They turned gold, beautiful gold. Usually a ray of light in the sky is normally white, baby blue, and all that. But it turned beautiful and gold, all the lines. And they were just shooting from the sky. And next thing you know, the lines, all of them, they broke up. They broke up into billions and billions of pieces as if it was raining. And I felt so good. I felt so good in my spirit. And I could still see myself lying there asleep at the same time looking at all of this. And it was the most beautiful thing. And they were just shooting down to the earth, almost like fireworks. When you see the gold fireworks finally go all the way up in the sky, it pops and it comes down. This is what I was looking at, and it was golden. They were beautiful. The lines had broken up into like billions of pieces, and they were just shooting down. And my vision switched, and I looked into the dark sky, and there was nothing but a pitch dark black sky, like normal, the normal sky when it's really dark outside. And I was looking up at the white moon, just the moon, a full moon, way out there in the sky. This is not my first vision of any moon. I know that God has given me this vision. I know it was God himself. It's a sign that he has answered my prayer. I asked him for a sign. I didn't think about anything like this. I don't even understand. I don't understand this. There were no words spoken, nothing. But I was looking up there at the moon, and I kept looking. You know how people are looking afar off, and it's like they put their hand over their forehead, over both of their eyes, like they're really straining to look at something. I felt like I was doing that, looking up at that moon. All of a sudden, those rays, they were gone. And it was just me, the night sky, and the white moon afar off. And I was just looking at it. And you know how a moon sometimes, the big white moon can just be sitting there, and you can almost see like a gray smoke or a gray little cloud or something like that, like go by like fog. Well, it was doing that because it was just that real. God was showing me that just how real this was. I wasn't asleep. This was a vision.
Oh Lord. Okay, so I came across. Okay, I came to the page of my rapture dream. Okay. Okay. I'm still shaking up over this rapture dream. I had this dream 3 nights ago, like I said, and it was horrifying. So, the dream basically started with me. I was in Costa Rica. I've never been to Costa Rica. I've never been to Costa Rica a day in my life. But I was in Costa Rica in this dream, and I'm guessing I was on family vacation because I later in that dream seen a couple of family members. So in this dream, I was just at the pool. It was a sunny, clear day. The weather was beautiful. Just beautiful day at the pool, just living it up, you know? So in the dream, in my mind, like when the dream first started, I was excited to be in Costa Rica because I was like, it's so cold back home. I was like, it is like super cold. I'm like, it's super cold. And I'm just excited to be here. I was like, yes, woo, we escaped the cold, goodness. So that was that. So the dream went to, I guess I was at a hotel, like, you know, I'm on vacation. So in the hotel was like a tall hotel. So I'm standing in like the hallway, right? It was like a hallway and then like a room full of people. Like it was a hallway and then that hallway led to like this big room, like that was full of people. So I'm standing in the hallway and all of a sudden it was a little like a kind of a commotion in that big room, like that, you know. It was because it was a room full of people and it was like a kind of a commotion, and everybody like started to like rush and run in front of the window and was like, oh my God, look. And I'm like, what are they looking at? Like, why are they all running to the window? So I like, you know, I'm like, let me go see, let me go be nosy. So let me go see what they're talking about. So they all crowded in front of the window, but it was like a wall of windows. So they crowded in front of like the first windows, like so I couldn't see out, so I had to like kind of like walk down to the other windows. And when I got down to the other windows, I seen a family member of mine, and I was like, oh, like I was shocked, like, oh, what are you doing here? And I was thinking to myself, like, am I on family vacation or like what is like, are we on family vacation? Like, okay, we're into Costa Rica, okay. So but that only lasted a couple of seconds because it's like when I was walking to the window and it's just like I seen her in front of the window and I was like, oh. But what I seen after that shocked me more than me seeing her. Like I didn't even get a chance to look on the ground because everybody was like, look on the ground. They was talking about something on the ground. I didn't even get a chance to look at the ground because as I walked up to the window, quite naturally I was on a high floor, so I'm like looking at the sky. I didn't get a chance to look down, so I'm looking at the sky. So as I walked up to the window, as I walked up to the window, I seen humongous arms and hands praying in the clouds. Like, I don't know if they were the shape of a cloud, but they were like two huge arms and two huge hands praying, floating in the sky. And I was just like, oh my God. I was like, Jesus is coming. I was like, it is time. And I snatched her, like, and I just grabbed her and I just started praying and praying. Like, this is my family member just standing next to me. Mind you, they're still talking about the freaking ground or what's going on in the ground. And I'm focusing on this freaking sky, like these humongous praying hands. They didn't even see that. They were so busy looking at the chaos on the ground. So I snatched her and I just started praying and praying and praying and praying and praying and praying and praying. So I get up. Well, after I get done like praying, like I look at, like I open my eyes and look at the sky again, and those, I was like, they were like, what's going on? Why are you praying so? Like, what's going on? I'm like, you don't see those praying hands? So once I opened my eyes, they were like, what praying hands? And I looked back in the sky and the praying hands were gone. Like, it was gone. There were no more praying hands. Like, praying was over. Like, I mean, praying wasn't over, but that sign was gone. Like, the next thing I know, the sky started to form black clouds after that. Like, those praying hands started to form like dark black clouds, and it started to like crackle, like that's the sound it was making, but it was like loud and intense, like that crackling noise, just crackling, the most intense crackling that you can hear right before like a loud thunder. So as it's crackling and it's starting to form black clouds, I stand up and look further out into the distance, and I seen like this thick blackness just coming, and I was like, oh my God. So I turned around and I seen another family member, and I was shocked to see her also, like, oh, you're here too? But so much was going on. She was like, what's going on? I didn't even have a chance. I was like, listen, girl, like, give me a minute. I'm going to tell you what's going on in a minute. I was like, let me call my mom because my mom wasn't with me. I was like, I got to go call my mom. So I was like, I'll be right back. Let me just go call my mom right quick and tell her to pray and just pray because this is like intense. So I run in like that back in that hallway to call her. And before I could even reach in my pocket to call her, I heard this loud siren or trumpet. I get it's now I know it's a trumpet, but it sounded like a siren. And it sounded like woo, and it's like my body froze. Once that sound like went off, my body froze in place. And I just felt it going throughout my body. I felt it just going throughout my body. And I was like froze. And I'm like, what is going on? So I was frozen in place for just a couple of seconds. And all of a sudden, my body just started to lift off the ground. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, I'm floating. But I was relieved because I'm like, I know when you rapture up, like you float. And I was like, this is a good sign. This is good. I'm not going to be left behind. Like, Lord, I was just so relieved because what I saw going on, it was just ridiculous. So as I'm floating up to the ceiling, I'm thinking to myself, like, am I going to float through the ceiling or what? So I get to the ceiling and I didn't float through the ceiling, but I'm like, okay. So I was on top of the ceiling, but I'm looking directly down, directly on the ground, like, you know, in the hallway. And once I hit the ceiling, next thing I knew, like, soon as I hit the ceiling, like, these freaking zombies ran in like dead people, but they were like evil dead people. Like, it was so fast. They ran in there. So it was so, like, soon as I like started to rapture up and hit the ceiling, like, they ran, bum rushed the room. And I'm like, where in the world, where did they come from? He like ran under me and ran into that room. I don't know if half of the room were being raptured up and the other half were being left behind. So he was in there ready to get who's ever up in there. Like, I couldn't see that far down. I tried to like pick my head up and like see where he was running, like what was going on in that room, but I couldn't see. But once I picked my head up, because like I said, mind you, I'm looking down the whole time on the ceiling floating. Once I picked my head up, I see what the environment became. It was like, I almost had a heart attack. I was like, oh my God. Mind you, the whole time I'm floating on the ceiling, I'm hearing this loud noise in my ear. And what I seen the environment become was straight evil. It was like the room became smoky. The light wasn't just regular light. Like the light it wasn't regular light. The light, because I could see it, but it was almost like Twilight Zone. Like it was like Twilight Zone. Like I felt like I was in the Twilight Zone. And all of this is going on and I'm just thinking like, oh my God. So he runs in. And right after him, he runs in. I'm still on the ceiling floating, looking down like, oh my God. I'm looking all around me like, oh my God. So another zombie she walks in. She didn't run. She just walked. And she like walked under me and I'm looking down like, oh my God. Like, oh my God. So she walked and she got to like the between the hallway and that big room. But she stood there. And she turned her body and looked me dead in my eyes with the most evil look you can give a person. It was pure evil. I almost had a heart attack. Like, she gave me the most evil look you can give a person. She just turned her head and just was standing there with the most evil look. And I just started praying intensely, like, Lord, please, Jesus, get me out of here. Please, please do not let me float back on this floor. And as I started praying, I started to like float backwards. I was on the ceiling, but I started to like float out of there. And she stared me down the whole time I floated out of there. She stared me down the whole time. And I was about to have a heart attack. Oh my God. And after that, I woke up. And I literally felt like I was about to have a heart attack. I literally cried because I laid there and cried because it felt real. It felt like it was real. Like in the dream, I was conscious. I was like, this is happening right now. And as I'm floating, I was happy that I was floating to heaven. But what I saw, how fast, like soon as that siren went off and you start to rap, it was like evil instant. Like the environment shifted. It went from the world we know to it instantly just straight went evil, just evil. Oh my God. And yeah, basically you just have to pray. Just pray, 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 and just repent. Like when all that stuff starts, just all those events kick in. I don't know how it's gonna happen, but like I said, my dreams have been spot on thus far. And as far as like that crackling noise, there's another lady on YouTube who said the same thing, like this crackling. And I knew exactly what she was talking about. And she said the noise is like in your ear. It's just in your body. Like it's just in you.